back to the news at 10. And now to our big story. The rising wave of crime among minors across Nigeria remains a source of concern to all as it poses a threat to social and economic development. Now, while the activities of notorious schoolboys in Lagos continues to raise concern, that of the Skolombo boys in Calabar and recently the Badu group in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, has now become a nightmare. Tonight, our big story examines the menace of teen crime and what must be done to contain it.
The gift of children is special to parents. In recent times, these gifts are left unattended to by some parents across Nigeria. This therefore keeps some of them outside their homes, either on short-term, long-term, or permanent basis. In Calabar, the Cross River State capital, Nigeria's South-South region, people are still battling with the reality of the presence of this notorious teens gang known as Skolombo boys. Nigeria's southwest region, the ancient city of Ibadan in Oyo State, is faced with a similar challenge. These children have a common denominator. They are out of school, lost touch with their homes, separated from parents or relatives, and no one is in search of them but the police. Worried about the alarming rate of crimes committed by minors in the state, the Commissioner of Police, Mohammed Katsina, ordered a raid on the hideouts across the state.
So far, we've arrested about 15 of them, with ages ranging from 9 to 13 years. They are kids, and they have been with me.
In a shocking turn, one of the suspects, 10-year-old Tajuddin Oyekale, explains how he's been trained in gun handling, hemp smoking, and burglary.
This girl and man, popularly called Badu and Iku, we go together to rob. We were the ones that robbed in Oyo, along Oyo Road and Iludun Road, with bicycle. They gave me a gun when they took me to Lagos, tested me on how to aim target, but I failed. When I first started smoking Indian hemp, I felt dizzy, but now I take it up to 2 wraps and other alcoholic drinks.
I will remember now. I will remember now. My creator. In the days of my youth.
In the city of Lagos, in Nigeria's southwest region, these scores of children were arrested by the Joint Police Task Force in Oshodi. They are to pass through screening and possible rehabilitation.
This is a problem. It's a problem in the sense that having these juveniles, these teens, involving in crimes, the elder ones don't go to crimes without them, and the number is increasing daily. As you can see, there's 1 or 2 of them that have been arrested about 2 months ago. They left him and he has already come back here. So it's causing series of problems. The causes are well known: economy and parental matters to contribute to things like this.
When we talk about youth, you know, the age range is too broad. You understand? And when you talk about you can categorize. We have the before 10, you know, and we have the teenagers. Then we have the youth. So government should focus on these teenagers by having a clear-cut policy, you know, for them.
And when you have a child with symptoms like cruelty against other children, disobeying rules willfully, cruelty to animals, running away from the home, sleeping outside the home, stealing things on a regular basis, telling lies on a regular basis, and a lot of those traits one would have started to notice in late childhood to early adolescence. Such children a lot of the time are more predisposed to being involved in crimes. And so there is actually a psychiatric disorder called conduct disorder that predisposes children to that kind of behavior.
I think I will also use this opportunity or this medium to warn parents, especially parents of these kids. It's not yet over. I will go after them. They will come before me and explain why they failed to provide the necessary things required by law to their kids. And if they find themselves in a situation of not being able to explain to me, I will charge him to court.
With the present economic situation in the country and its effect on the care for children, it's important that government at all levels play its role in creating room for youth engagement and keep the streets crime-free.
The chambers of the National Assembly have drawn a lot of attention recently, and the crisis over the leadership of the legislature does not look like it will end soon, as some federal lawmakers have dragged the leadership of the House to court, seeking to stop it from announcing the names of principal officers. This court case puts a big question on the efforts of the leaders of the APC to settle the matter. In this report, our political correspondent Seun Okimbaloye takes a look at the leadership crisis.
An ugly sight. Perhaps more embarrassing, seeing elected lawmakers in this manner. Honorable members, they call them. The reason for the scuffle is the leadership of the National Assembly. A crisis that is fast tearing the ruling APC apart. The president at last intervened.
Whatever your personal interest is and ambition, please keep it close to your heart and in your pocket.
The Progressive Governors Forum also constituted a committee headed by the governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal, to reconcile the different factions.
I believe that they are all matured people representing their various constituencies in both the Senate and the House of Representatives, and they should know what is best for the country.
Knowing what is best for the country appears not enough. The intervention seems not working. One of the APC lawmakers in the lower chamber, Honorable Chide Jimoh from Lagos State, alongside his colleague Abubakar Lado Abdullahi from Niger State, are in court to stop the Honorable Dogara-led House from announcing names of principal officers.
Order 7, Rule 27 of the House is very, very explicit. The members of the majority party, we have to make choice of those that will represent them. And the party has advised us, and we must be abided by the party rules and dictates. That is my position. And as the speaker, as a member of APC, cannot go ahead and announce the name of other people who have not been chosen by the party or by members of House of Reps within APC.
The party leadership has earlier made its stand known on where and who gets what, but the speaker last week wrote to the chairman of the party saying his group has considered the House leader and chief whip positions to the Bajabiamila's group, but insists on a certain zoning arrangement. In the letter, he says Northwest should produce the House leader, as the region has 86 APC members in the House, while the South-South should produce the chief whip. Mr. Dogara's proposition is totally out of sync with that of the party's leadership. Honorable Jimoh insists the group, and in fact Honorable Femi Bajabiamila from the Southwest, must get the House leader position.
As minority, he has been tested and trusted. Tell me of any other person that has been tested and trusted.
For the APC Governors Forum chairman, personal ambition should not be enough to break the party.
But Atiku would have wanted Femi Bajabiamila. It didn't work. So what? So he has to wait. That doesn't mean that the party will break because he doesn't get what he wants.
For reasons not totally clear, the National Assembly will only resume 1 week after earlier scheduled date. But as the lawmakers prepare to resume from the recess, resolving the crisis and getting down to the business of governance fast will be what many Nigerians would love to see. Seun Okimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
To education now, the National Universities Commission has commended the National Accreditation Board of Ghana for banning 53 tertiary institutions in the country from advertising and admitting students from anywhere in the world. Addressing a news conference in Abuja, the Director, Information and Publications of the NUC, Mr. Ibrahim Yakasai, says the Commission has had cause to warn Nigerians against some of these universities, especially on the West African coast, Republic of Benin, Togo, and some universities in East Africa, especially Uganda. The Commission advised parents and students seeking admission into tertiary institutions in Ghana and other West African countries to clarify the status of foreign universities from the NUC before applying to such schools.
The NUC wishes to note with satisfaction and appreciation the decision taken by the Ghana National Accreditation Board banning 53 tertiary institutions in Ghana from advertising and admitting students, saying that they were unqualified to do so. The list of the 53 banned institutions include some of the schools we alerted Nigerians about, and the Commission feels vindicated and encouraged to always say the truth and do its job. Recently, the Commission has been inundated with inquiries from some Nigerian students who had been offered admission in a university in the Republic of Niger, our next-door neighbor, the Mariam Abacha American University in Maradi in Niger Republic, on part-time basis with a graduation time of 4 semesters for programs like nursing, medical laboratory science, and public health, etc., etc. For the records, in Nigeria, the duration for a full-time degree program is not less than 3 years for direct entry, and at least 6 years, which is at least 50% more, 6 years for part-time, while professional programs like science, engineering, and health sciences, including nursing, medical laboratory science, and public health, are not offered on part-time basis in Nigeria. Also, all part-time cross-border education in Nigeria is not allowed.
Let's turn our focus to some business news. Adeshawa Josh joins us shortly.
First Bank. You first.
Hello and welcome to Business News. I am Adeshawa Josh. A bittersweet stream of half-year financial statements are coming out of banks and consumer goods companies listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Well, since the week started, positive earnings have been reported by FBN Holdings and Union Bank in the financial services sector. FBN Holdings posts a net profit of 40.1 billion naira, while Union Bank reports a much lower profit of just 6.5 billion naira. Well, similar half-year ended June reports from Stanbic IBTC a week ago and another from Wema Bank this week were quite disappointing. Meanwhile, 2 of the largest consumer goods companies, Flour Mills and Unilever Nigeria, have reported negative earnings. Flour Mills' profit declines 6% from the company's financial period ended March 2015, and the earnings from Unilever released today was very worse, with profit decline of about 1 billion naira. Well, trading ended bearish at the Nigerian equities market, dipping the all-share index by 0.16%. Temple Ashaju has the details.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The all-share index dipped 0.16% down to 31,216.72 points at the close of session today. Now 7-Up, Better Glass and Burger Paints are top on the gainers list, and 7-Up's share price went up 9 naira. Better Glass gained 1 naira 80 kobo, while Burger Paints secured a 95 kobo share price appreciation. Mobile tops the losers table, suffering a 2 naira 82 kobo cut from its share price, and Nigeria Breweries lost 1 naira 15 kobo, while Northern Nigeria Flour Mills lost 90 kobo in value. Out of the just over 208 million units exchanged, Union Diagnostic Clinical Services transacted 70 million, and 17.4 million shares of Access Bank were traded, while Transcorp had 13 million shares exchanged at the end of the day. By the close of trading, 208 million shares had been exchanged for 3.2 billion naira in 3,727 deals. And that does it on the Stock Market Report today. I'm Temple Ashaju.
Thank you, Temple. Domestic investors in Nigeria have been asked to renew their interest in the Nigerian capital market by investing in stocks and other available instruments on the bourse. This call was made at the Maiden Investors Clinic Forum of Capital Bancor in Lagos. Speakers at the event note that despite the economic depression and the volatile state of the stock market, these are actually the best times to make an investment.
Today, our economy is diverse. So there is an imperative now in terms of domestic production. There's an imperative now to deepen and to expand that, and I'll talk. So the real challenge of policy today is diversification of exports and reserves. And the figures are very clear. Crude oil and gas is 95% of exports value in the last 3 years.
Investing in the stock market gives you a good hedge against inflation. I mean, you usually do well over the long term, much better than inflation. Then given the risk profile inherent in investing in shares, volatility and all of that, the returns still have adequately compensated investors when you compare against other assets. Why should I come back to this market? Or why should I engage with this market at all? Things have changed, but some people are not aware that things have changed. Technology is being used to a large extent. If there's an IPO today, once SEC approves the allotment, your CSCS account will be credited in a number of days, and you can start trading those shares. You don't have to wait for 7 to 8 months to get a certificate.
The Finance and Administration Department of Lagos State Civil Service has been renamed Administration and Human Resource Department by the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Akinwumi Ambode. Details contained in a circular signed by the Head of Service, Mr. Shade Jaji, explained that the decision was taken to ensure an organized public service. Lagos State's new Administration and Human Resource Department comprises 5 divisions, while the Administration, Workforce Planning and Recruitment, Learning and Development, Employee and Industrial Relations, and Human Resources Performance Measures. That'll be all on business news this hour. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
First Bank. You first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Dream Team 6 coach Samson Siasia issues a rival deadline for players returning to camp ahead of the Olympic Games qualifier against Congo. And that's beyond sports. Do join us again.